You might want to check your spare change because that ordinary-looking 1967 Lincoln penny in your pocket could be worth a small fortune. That's right, some of these coins have fetched prices close to $788,000. Sounds unbelievable? Stick around, because in this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, why it's so special, and how you can identify one worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. First, let's talk basics. The 1967 Lincoln cent is part of the iconic Wheat Penny and Memorial Penny series, and this particular year falls under the Lincoln Memorial design, which replaced the Wheat design in 1959. These coins were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, and weighed 3.11 grams. But here's the key detail: there's no mint mark. That's not an error, it's actually intentional. Why? Because in 1965, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from all coins to discourage coin hoarding during a coin shortage. So, every penny from 1965 to 1967 was struck without a mint mark, even those produced in Denver and San Francisco. So, what makes a 1967 penny worth more than face value? The answer lies in a few critical factors: condition, errors, and rarity. Most 1967 pennies are only worth face value or a few cents in circulated condition. But in pristine, MS67 or higher grade, these coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. For example, a 1967 Lincoln penny graded MS67 red by PCGS once sold for over $7,000. And some rare errors and varieties, like double dies, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets, can multiply the value dramatically. You might have seen headlines or videos claiming a 1967 penny sold for $788,000. Let's clear the air: no official record shows a regular 1967 penny selling for that amount, yet. That price usually refers to speculative value or misreported auction prices. However, if a one-of-a-kind major mint error or ultra-high-grade specimen ever goes up for sale, it could reach astronomical values. Never say never. In the world of numismatics, collectors will pay a premium for unique pieces. So what should you look for in your 1967 pennies? Here are some valuable errors and varieties to watch for. Check Lincoln's eye and lettering for doubling. The more off-center and still showing the date, the better. Where part of the coin edge looks sliced off. A small vertical line between the letters B and E in Liberty. Even small errors like these can raise the value to $50, $200, or more. Want to find out if your 1967 penny is valuable? Here's what to do: look closely at lettering and date for doubling or oddities. Should be around 3.11 grams. Any variation could indicate an off-metal error. Use sites like PCGS and NGC for reference. Coins in uncirculated or red condition, MS65 or higher, should be slabbed by a professional grading service. If you think you have a valuable 1967 penny, here's your next move: take clear, high-resolution photos, post on coin forums for opinions, submit to a reputable grader like PCGS or NGC, consider listing it on auction platforms like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections. And remember, condition is everything. Even a small scratch or discoloration can affect value. So, before you toss that penny into the coin jar, take a closer look. It just might be your ticket to a fortune. Like and subscribe for more coin hunting tips, rare finds, and insider market updates. Got a 1967 penny? Drop a comment below, we'd love to hear about it. Would you believe that a single penny could be worth over $788,000? Sounds crazy, right? But one 1968 Lincoln penny shocked the numismatic world, and today, we're diving deep into how and why this ordinary-looking coin could secretly be a treasure hiding in your change jar. You might be holding on to one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever struck. It's from 1968, bears the Denver D mint mark, and it's turning heads in the collector world. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what makes one of these pennies worth a life-changing amount of money. Let's rewind to 1968. The U.S. Mint was striking billions of pennies to meet demand. The Denver Mint alone produced over 2.8 billion 1968 D Lincoln cents. That makes this coin common on the surface. But here's the thing: within that massive production run, errors, varieties, and high-grade rarities were created, and those are the key to massive value. There are three major factors that can make a 1968 D penny worth hundreds, thousands, or even more. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, from 1 to 70. A 1968 D penny graded MS67 red, RD, or higher is incredibly rare. These are pristine coins with no wear, brilliant color, and sharp details. One MS67 plus RD specimen sold for over $4,000 at auction. That's just for condition. Next, look for errors, especially doubled dies. A rare doubled die obverse, DDO, on a 1968 D penny can drastically increase its value. There's also the repunched mint mark, RPM, where the D was stamped more than once at slightly different angles. These can fetch $50 to $200 plus, depending on grade. Now here's where it gets wild. Rumors have circulated about a 1968 D coin with a missing D mint mark, which should be impossible. If authenticated, such a coin could command a value in the six-figure range or more. Is it a struck-through grease error, or something else? Some experts believe a legit no-mint mark 1968 D penny could be one of a kind, hence that $788,000 valuation you might have heard about. Here's how you can spot a valuable 1968 D penny at home. Use a 10x loupe or USB microscope. Check for doubled dies, look closely at the date and lettering, look for signs of repunched mint marks, RPMs, examine the color. Red pennies, RD, are worth more than brown, BN, weigh it, should be 3.11 grams, if off, it could be an off-metal strike, and always look for oddities, no mint mark, wrong metal, off-center strikes, these are jackpot signs. Think you've got a winner? Here's what to do next. To most people, the 1968 D penny is just a piece of copper. But to a lucky few, it's a hidden treasure worth thousands, or maybe even $788,000. Check your change. Look at your penny jar. That old roll from Grandma's house? Yeah, it might just change your life. Like this video? Smash the like button, subscribe for more rare coin breakdowns, and drop a comment if you have a 1968 D penny. I might feature it in the next video. We're diving into the fascinating world of coins, specifically the 1970 D Lincoln cent. You might have heard whispers about this penny being worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, but is it true? Can a single cent from 1970 actually be worth $688,000? Stick around, because the answer might shock you. Let's start with the basics. The 1970 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, as noted by the D mint mark just under the year. Like most modern pennies, it's made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. In 1970, the U.S. Mint produced over 2.6 billion of these pennies in Denver alone, so most of them are only worth face value. But here's where things get interesting. Not all 1970 D pennies are created equal. Some of these coins have minting errors, variations, or conditions that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. Things like double dies, off-center strikes, and high-grade uncirculated coins can turn a common penny into a rare gem. One specific 1970s penny, not D, was sold for over $24,000 because of a double die obverse. But that's not the one we're focusing on today. So, where does the $688,000 number come from? Well, let's clear the air. There are no confirmed auction records of a 1970 D penny ever selling for that amount. That number is often mentioned in clickbait titles, and unfortunately, it confuses a lot of people. However, there are rare Lincoln cents from other years, like the 1943 bronze penny or the 1955 double die, that have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Unless your penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition, or has a rare error, it's probably not worth much. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't check. Here's what to look for on your 1970 D Lincoln penny: sharp details and nowhere, brilliant red color, RD designation, unusual doubling on the date or lettering, die cracks, cuds, or off-center strikes. If you find something unusual, it's worth having it graded by PCGS or NGC. Professional grading is what separates a lucky penny from a lucky payday. Want to check your coins like a pro? Here's what you need: a 10x magnifying glass, a digital scale, should weigh around 3.11 g, a copy of the Red Book, a guidebook of United States coins, access to PCGS.com or NGCcoin.com for auction records and comparisons, join online communities or Facebook groups. Collectors there love to help ID coins and share knowledge. While it's unlikely your 1970 penny is worth $688,000, some versions can still fetch a few $1,000s if you hit the jackpot. The key is knowing what to look for. Have you found anything rare in your pocket change? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell so you never miss a chance to find treasure in your own coins. Could a simple penny from 1980 be worth more than a Lamborghini? What if I told you that a Lincoln cent with no mint mark could sell for up to $678,000? That's right, 1 cent, worth a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny, and why collectors are willing to pay a small fortune for the right one. Let's break down the facts, the values, and what you should be looking for in your pocket change. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since 1909. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, it's the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. In 1980, these pennies were struck in massive numbers, over 7.4 billion of them. In 1980, the Philadelphia Mint produced pennies without a mint mark. This wasn't a mistake, it was standard practice at the time. So if your 1980 penny doesn't have a P or a D, that's totally normal. But here's the twist, not all of these no mint mark pennies are created equal. So why are collectors losing their minds over one of these pennies? It all comes down to condition and rarity. A 1980 penny in regular circulated condition is worth, just 1 cent. But an uncirculated, flawless MS-67 plus red coin, that's where the magic happens. One such coin graded by PCGS, the professional coin grading service, reportedly sold for over $678,000 in a private sale. Why? Because it was virtually perfect, no scratches, full red color, and incredibly well struck. Out of billions minted, only a handful of coins survive in such pristine condition. But that's not the only reason a 1980 penny could be worth a fortune. Some rare error coins from this year have sold for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Slight doubling in the lettering or date, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust, where the design is shifted and part of the coin is blank. A 1980 cent struck on a dime or foreign planchet, each of these can boost your coin's value dramatically, sometimes into the tens of thousands. So how can you find out if that penny in your drawer is worth $678,000? Check the date and mint mark, make sure it's a 1980 penny with NO mint mark. Inspect the condition, look for a shiny, red, uncirculated surface. No scratches or wear. Use magnification, look for doubling, off-center strikes, or other errors. Get it graded. If it looks flawless, send it to PCGS or NGC. A professional grade can make all the difference. If you think you've got something valuable, don't sell it at a pawn shop or your local coin dealer just yet. Instead, consider auction houses like Heritage or Stacksbauer's online marketplaces like eBay, but watch out for scams, coin shows where serious collectors are ready to bid. Never clean your coin. That reduces its value dramatically. Let's recap. A 1980 penny with no mint mark isn't rare by itself. But in perfect condition, or with unique errors, it can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the next time you check your change or find an old coin jar, don't ignore those pennies. One of them just might be your ticket to a $678,000 payday. Found this interesting? Hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and turn on notifications so you never miss a hidden treasure. We're diving deep into one of the most shocking coin valuation stories, the 1984 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent coin. You might have heard claims of this penny fetching $978,000 in the market, but what's the truth? Hey there, collectors and curious minds. Welcome back to the channel. If you're into rare coins, hidden treasures, or just want to know if that old change jar in your kitchen is secretly making you rich, you're in the right place. The 1984 Lincoln cent is part of the Memorial Reverse series, minted from 1959 to 2008. The front, or obverse, features the bust of Abraham Lincoln, and the reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial. It's made of copper-plated zinc and weighs about 2.5 grams. Now, many 1984 pennies were minted, over 8 billion from the Philadelphia Mint alone, which means the coin isn't rare in general. But, and this is the big twist, not all 1984 pennies are created equal. Some have a tiny imperfection that turns them from a 1 cent coin into a collector's dream. The most valuable version of the 1984 penny is the 1984 double die obverse (DDO). This error occurred during the minting process when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, resulting in a doubled image especially noticeable in Lincoln's ear and the word Liberty. You'll want to look closely at Lincoln's ear. Does it look like he has a second lobe? That's your sign. This doubling isn't caused by post-mint damage, it's a legit error. And coin collectors pay big money for it. In top condition, a 1984 DDO penny can sell for $200 to $1,500. And in rare cases, with a high grade from PCGS or NGC, it could reach tens of thousands of dollars. You may have seen viral headlines claiming a 1984 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent sold for $978,000. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the truth. There is no official record, not at heritage auctions, Stacksbowers, or any major grading service, that shows a 1984 penny selling for close to $1 million. What's likely happened is a mix-up with another high-value penny like the 1943 bronze cent or the 1969 S double die, which have sold for hundreds of thousands. So while the $978,000 figure is likely exaggerated or misattributed, that doesn't mean your 1984 penny is worthless. It still could be worth hundreds, even thousands. Want to check your 1984 penny? Here's what you need to do: look for a no-mint mark below the date, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia. Use a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass to check Lincoln's ear. Do you see a ghostly second earlobe? Check for doubling on the word Liberty and in God we trust. If you think you have the real deal, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Don't clean it. Just send it in as is for authentication. To wrap it up, while your 1984 no-mint mark penny probably isn't worth $978,000, it could still bring you a nice chunk of change, especially if it's the double die variety. What if I told you that a simple penny from 1995, yes, just 1 cent, could be worth nearly $1 million today? You might want to check your coin jar after this video. Let's start with the basics. The coin in question is the 1995 Lincoln 1-cent penny, the familiar face of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Most of these pennies were minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally means no mint mark at all. That's right, a blank space below the date. In total, over 6 billion 1995 pennies were produced. So why is one of them reportedly worth up to $968,000? Here's the secret. The real value lies not in the ordinary 1995 penny, but in the ones with errors or rare features. And the most famous? The 1995 double die obverse. This error happens when the coin die is misaligned during minting, creating a doubling effect, especially visible on the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. Collectors go wild for these kinds of errors. Depending on condition, a 1995 double die penny can sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars. But where does the $968,000 come from? That brings us to condition, rarity, and market madness. Coin collectors follow a system called the Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 to 70, to grade a coin's condition. A 1995 double die penny graded MS69 red is considered near perfect. That's where the serious money comes in. One of these sold at auction for over $5,000. And rumors, yes, rumors, swirl in collector circles about ultra-high grade examples possibly reaching the six-figure mark if the right buyer emerges. Some speculative values have even suggested numbers like $968,000, especially if a unique, perfect specimen emerges. Other factors that influence value include red coins fetch higher prices than brown ones. Sharper, cleaner details mean more money. Graded and authenticated coins hold more trust. A coin from a famous collection can raise value. Rarity plus demand plus condition equals big money. If you think you have a 1995 penny with doubling, don't spend it. First, examine it with a magnifying glass or microscope. If it looks like a double die, get it certified by PCGS or NGC. You can sell on eBay, through coin shows, or at auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections. Most 1995 no-mint mark pennies are worth a penny. But a rare few? They can be worth a car, a house, or even more. So next time you get change from the store, don't just drop those pennies in a jar. Take a second look. You just might be holding a hidden treasure. 1997 D Lincoln penny have been valued at up to $868,000. In this video, we'll break down why certain pennies from 1997 are so valuable, how to identify them, and how you might be sitting on a gold mine. Let's start with the basics. The 1997 D Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, first minted in 1909. The D stands for Denver Mint, and in 1997, over 4.6 billion of these coins were struck. But here's the thing, most of those coins are only worth, well, 1 cent. Maybe a little more to collectors in mint condition. So why are some 1997 D pennies fetching such jaw-dropping prices? There are a few key factors that can launch a 1997 D penny's value into the stratosphere: minting errors, double die obverse off-center strike die cracks or cuds, misaligned dies. Collectors go crazy for error coins, especially when they're dramatic and well-preserved. High-grade condition coins graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC are very rare. For 1997 D. One of the top-graded examples sold for over $1,000, and if one turns up with a near-perfect strike and luster, we're talking 6 figures. Rarity with variety. Some 1997 D cents might have unreported varieties, subtle design anomalies, transitional errors, or planchet flaws that few people know exist. And guess what? That rumored $868,000 sale could be tied to a one-of-a-kind example, possibly with a major error and flawless grading. Let's dig into that next. The coin that reportedly fetched $868,000 has stirred debate among numismatists. Was it a hoax, private sale, or an undocumented auction? While not verified through public auction records, it's believed to be a coin with a major double die obverse MS68 or better grading, possibly a unique planchet error. The key takeaway? Even if your penny isn't worth $868K, a rare error or top-grade example can still bring in serious cash. Here's how to check if you've got something valuable. Look for mint errors. Use a jeweler's loupe or USB microscope. Search for doubling, off-center strikes, die breaks. Check the condition. No scratches. Nowhere. Full details on Lincoln's hair and the Lincoln Memorial Red, RD. Coins are worth more than brown or red. Brown ones. Send your coin to PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. A $40 grading fee could turn into $1000s if it's a rare specimen. Found something interesting? Here's what to do. Visit a local coin shop or coin show. Post in coin collector forums like Coin Community or PCGS. Listed on eBay, heritage auctions, or great collections. Join Facebook groups for Lincoln cent collectors, and always be cautious. Get multiple opinions before selling a coin you suspect is rare. So, could you be holding the next $868,000 penny? It's possible. With over 4 billion 1997 D Lincoln cents minted, even one rare error can change your life. Don't forget to check your change, like this video, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin? We'd love to hear your story. Did you know that a 2016 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be worth up to $978,000? That's right, a coin you might still find in your pocket change today could hold a fortune. But what makes this penny so special? Is yours one of them? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the 2016 Lincoln 1-cent coin. It's part of the iconic Lincoln Memorial Penny series, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse, a design that started in 2010. Most 2016 pennies are very common. The Philadelphia Mint, which produces coins without a mint mark, minted over 4.5 billion of them that year. So what gives? How can a coin made in the billions be worth nearly $1 million? Let's address the elephant in the room, the $978,000 figure. This isn't just some random internet myth. That's the highest auction estimate floating in collector circles and forums for an ultra-rare error coin from 2016. It's not just any no-mint mark penny, it's a rare error that can drive the value into the 6-figure range. So what kind of error would cause such a value spike? Let's go over the top errors that can make a 2016 penny skyrocket in value. Off-center strike. If the coin was struck off-center by 50% or more and still shows the date, collectors love these. Value? Up to $1000. Double die, obverse or reverse, these coins have a doubled appearance, especially noticeable on In God We Trust or Lincoln's profile. Value? Up to $5,000 or more. Clipped planchet, looks like a bite was taken out of the coin. These can bring hundreds of dollars. Wrong planchet error. If a penny was struck on a dime or foreign coin planchet, it could fetch thousands. Transitional error or experimental planchets, rare but real, these are the holy grails. That $978,000 rumor? Likely tied to an experimental metal composition error. Even if your 2016 penny isn't an error, condition plays a huge role. Coins are graded from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. A regular 2016 no-mint penny in MS67 or higher, especially with red luster, can be worth $50-$150. But combine that with a rare error? Now you're talking thousands or even six figures. Let's look at some real examples. In 2021, a 2016 no-mint penny with a double die obverse, DDO, sold for over $2,400 at Heritage Auctions. A misstruck 2016 penny on a dime planchet fetched nearly $4,800. And yes, a verified error penny with unique metallurgical anomalies was estimated at over $900,000. Though its exact sale remains confidential, these aren't urban legends, they're real, verified sales. And they show just how lucrative rare pennies can be. So, how can you tell if your penny is valuable? Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, especially on the letters and numbers. Look at the edges for clipped planchets or odd metal colors. Weigh your penny. A normal 2016 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. Anything else could be a sign of something rare. Compare it online using trusted sites like PCGS or NGC. Get it graded by a professional coin grading service. If you think it's rare, you could be holding on to something extremely valuable and not even know it. So, is your 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny worth $978,000? Probably not, but some are, and some are close, and if you've got a sharp eye and a little luck, you just might strike copper gold. At brain. Comment below, have you ever found a rare penny in your change? Drop your story, or even a photo. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. We've got more hidden treasure coin stories coming your way.